Good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Um, Today I still think that Mondays are the most powerful days of the week. Um, that's still true for me. Everyone doing? Say good morning in the chat. Hello, hello. I am happy to see you here, guys. Share this video. Let's have a quick conversation about the purpose of adversity in your life, because the truth is that adversity is always going to show up in our lives, and we need tools and strategy to overcome. Hello, hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing super good. Super good. So here we are. Share this video. Let me allow Facebook to show everyone, not everyone, but to notify people that we are live. I need to change the privacy as well. Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning. Today is Monday. Monday continues to be my favorite date of the week. It symbolizes having an opportunity for us to do it all over again. It's an opportunity for us to do what needs to be done. And it has been a very hard couple weeks. It has been 2 weeks since my dad went into the hospital, and I have taken care of over his care. Hello, hello, everyone. Say hello in the chat. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy, very grateful to be alive and to be here with you guys. Let's see. Okay. So say hello in the chat if you are here. Share this video. Maybe somebody needs to hear this message today. We all need to hear a message like this at some point of our lives. And I am here to deliver some tips and strategies and tools that you may need when you are going through adversity, whether if it's the loss of a loved one or anything else. I think that it is worth us doing the work so we can bounce back from the dirty share as soon as we can, right? That's the point. The point is that life is gonna life is gonna happen, and we need to have tools and strategies to become resilient and to be able to bounce back from the dirty chair. Hola, Anami, how are you? So if you may not know, my name is Soribel Martinez, licensed clinical social worker in the state of Connecticut, CEO of SM Psychotherapy and Counseling Services. And as has been sharing, my father went into the hospital 2 weeks ago with a cough, not feeling well, not eating well. He was reporting losing weight very rapidly. He lost like 10 pounds in 1 week, and then another 10 pounds in another week. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Joely. And so he went into the hospital. He had a cough. He was losing weight very rapidly. He didn't have an appetite. He was not eating well. So he went to the hospital, and when he got there, they started doing some testing, including he had like a lump here in his neck. And they started doing some testing to see what was going on. They did blood work. They did all sorts of things. Essentially, he came back with a very aggressive non-Hodgkinson lymphoma, the most aggressive lymphoma that there is. And They did all the testing, in a hospital, you have to wait, and some things happen over the weekend, some testing. So we had to wait few days before they can, do anything for him, or, they can treat him in terms of whatever was that they thought was happening. They had an idea that was cancer, but they didn't know what type of cancer. They didn't know how aggressive it was. They didn't know a lot of information. Did the blood transfusion. We were taking care of him. Me, my sister, and my brother that I see in the United States. We were just taking care of him, feeding him, making sure that he was eating whatever he wanted to eat, pushing him, motivating him, right there by his bedside. I did not leave the hospital, especially that first week when he was at Waterbury Hospital. I did not leave his bedside because I did not trust how they were treating him there. Plus, I want to make sure that he was eating, that he was being cleaned properly, that he was being taken care of. Something that I do want to say is, if you have a loved one in the hospital, please pay attention. A lot of times, these hospitals are not really caring for our loved one. These nurses, BCA, MBAs, whatever the titles are, the doctors, they're very neglectful. They are. And if you're not there fighting for your loved ones, they're not taking care of them. So I decided to move into the hospital because my sisters came to the hospital once and found my dad wet, not being taken care of, and then not in the bed. And when I tell you that I had to fight the hospital, fight them, argue with them, let them know what I was going to do, because they were not taking care of my father properly. So talk to the hospital director, to the nursing director of the floor, to all the people that I needed to talk to, demanding that my father will be taken care of. And then I have to move earth and heavens for my father to get transferred for a better hospital where he can get better care. So don't trust these places where they say they are taking care of our loved ones. And my last argument with them was, so I am sitting here and we've been asking for help for 3 hours and nobody comes here, and I'm here and you guys are not doing anything. Can you imagine what happens to the elderly people that are here that don't have a family member for whatever reason, and you guys are not taking care of them? So next time I have to call you guys and you guys don't come and take care of my dad, I'm going to call 911. Literally, I'm going to call 911 and I'm going to tell them that you guys are on the phone, sitting over there in the office, chatting, talking, being on social media, and my dad we've been asking for help because he was in so much pain, and your ass didn't show up until 3 hours later. And then when families get really, really upset, you are very easy to remove family members. But let me tell you something, I'm going to remain calm and I'm going to ask for what my father needs. You are not going to remove me from this hospital. I'm not going to give you the reason. However, you better take care of my dad, because I'm going to write an article and I'm going to spread this article everywhere to bring awareness about health care and how people come to the hospital hoping that somebody's going to take care of them. And you guys are not doing your job, because whatever you understaffed, whatever the reason is, I personally don't care what the reasons are, because we don't see reasons. We see our family members suffering. So I have to put my pants on and argue and fight and connect with the people that I know. Thank you to Gregory, who is a person who works with me, and he moved few things and we connect a few dots, and I was able to transfer my father within 2 hours, 3 hours. They just transferred my dad. And I told them that it didn't matter that they were transferring us, because they couldn't take care of my dad. I'm still going to write an article, and they're going to be exposed. Waterbury Hospital is going to be exposed. They're going to be exposed for being neglectful, for not being kind enough, for not being compassionate about their patients. I am going to expose you. And the reason why Yale is buying Waterbury Hospital, one of the reasons is because many people have made this complaint that I'm making about them not allowing family members to transfer their family members to other hospital. They threaten you, they tell you all sorts of things. In addition to that, they're very neglectful because they don't have the staff or whatever the case may be. I can care less. Every single human being that comes to the hospital deserves to be taken care of with dignity. So I transferred my dad to Hartford Hospital. You know that after being there for a few days, my father has passed away on Friday at 3 o'clock, 3:15 in the morning. And it has been really hard for me to accept that my dad is gone. Like my dad was gone in a blink of an eye. All the information, all the diagnosis, everything came really fast, and I had to make decisions really fast for my dad because he was disintegrating right in front of my eyes. And honestly, I couldn't do anything but to love him, take care of him. I became my dad's human fan. I had to fan him with a pillow because Waterbury Hospital claimed that they didn't have a fan to give my dad when he was burning in fever and pain. I would have to stand for hours to fan my dad so he could get comfortable. So, one of the things that I want to tell you is that adversity has a purpose. And me, my team knew that something was coming. We knew it. The people closer to me in my team, we knew that something was going to happen. We knew that I was going to go through a process of adversity again. We knew that something was going to happen because there was a level of change and transformation and success that's coming. But you know that in order for us to transform into the people that we need to be, adversity is what happens in order for you to become stronger. And in these 2 weeks, I've been processed. I've been put in the pressure. You know that diamonds I put are rocks that are put into pressure. In order for you to become a diamond, you need to be in the heat. You need to be in the pressure. You need to be processed. You need to put push and pull, and you need to be strong. And what I want you to understand that in that strength, I have also become very vulnerable in processing my feelings, my emotions, talking to my dad about very difficult conversations that we need to have. We had the conversations, we cried together. We remember memories of me being a young girl and he giving me the advices that I've been telling you about all along. We were able to have conversations. He was able to hug John Anthony. He was able to be happy. I have a picture of me, my dad, and my son. And my dad has a happiness, a content, a resilience inside of him that I can never forget that. Ever. I will never forget that moment because it's the moment when my dad says, "Thank you, Soribel, for being such an amazing mom. Thank you for fulfilling the reason why I came to this country." My father, being a professional man, okay, and business administration, working at a bank where he used to be the vice president of the Agriculture Bank of the Dominican Republic. My father left everything to come to this country to give me and my siblings opportunities. And I decided that I will never let my dad down. And if you read Unbreakable, you know how I open up this book is talking about my dad, talking about my experience, talking about him giving me this confidence that I have. You know, I've been telling you that. It's because of my dad. He told me to be myself, to never conform, to be like everybody else because everybody else was taking and they were boring. That it should be my purpose in life to be myself. And the message remained the same until the last day. We talked about my book. We talked about some of the experience that I have with religion. We talked about some of the abuse that I was subjected to in those churches. And we were able to talk about important things that we needed to have conversation about. And um and the last photo that I have of my dad, meaning John Anthony, I will forever keep it in my heart. So the last thing that I told my dad when I was leaving at 11 o'clock at night with my sisters, the hospital, I told my dad, Daddy, please don't die when I'm here. I don't want to see it. The nurse told me, the hospice nurse told me, if you tell him, he will listen to you. Because I didn't want to see him in that moment. Because it has been really hard for me and John to deal with this. And I didn't want to see him die. So I told Daddy, Papi, please don't die while I'm here. Find peace. We already done everything that we can do. I fed you when you didn't want nobody to feed you. I took care of you when you didn't want nobody else to do it. And I promised you that I was going to be here to the last day, to the last moment. And I think this is it. Please do not die while I'm here. So we left the hospital at 11 o'clock at night. We were going to come back the next day at 9 o'clock in the morning. And they made that phone call, right, that my dad has passed away. So what is the lesson here? One, that you are resilient, that you have such a big purpose in life, that you were created to break generational curses, that you were created to break generational trauma. And sometimes, in order for us to make that happen, we need to be processed. We have conversation with my dad that I will never tell anyone. And because of those conversations, I understood so many things as a woman, right? As a grown woman. And I want you to know that whatever adversity that you're going through in your life requires you to be resilient. And being strong doesn't mean that you're not vulnerable. Being strong doesn't mean that you don't cry. Being strong doesn't mean that you don't have a support system. Being strong doesn't mean nothing. And Nancy that left on Thursday, my dad passed on Friday, and now Raven, my daughter, not my heart, the daughter, she's here doing some of the things that Nancy was doing for me, giving me love, kissing me up, being on top of me, giving me the love that I need to get through this hard time. Because God doesn't leave his children alone in the moment of adversity. God would never leave you alone in the time of the storm. He is in a little corner waiting for you to call on him to come and save you. So what's going to happen now that Dad is no longer here? I'm going to continue to do the work that I was called to do. I'm going to continue to do the work that he knew that I could do. I'm going to continue to do the work that I was called by God to do in the world, which is about change and transformation. God told me that my ministry was not in the pulpit, was not inside of a temple. He told me that my ministry is in the world, to help people heal and transform their pain, to help people change and transform, to make change and transformation for the rest of the world, to help people heal generational trauma, to help people heal religious trauma, cult trauma, because I've been through it. And religion and that cult has part of the reason why there have been a small separation in our family. And there's other things like there's some things that it's not even worth mentioning it. But I'm telling you, the part that I know that people need to hear is that God is not a religion. God is not the all these rules, all this abuse, all these things that these churches are doing are not God. God is our creator, and he loves us. And he wants us to be fulfill our purpose on earth. He's not here to punish you. He's here to uplift you. Doesn't matter what you have done. He wants to uplift you. He wants you to change and transform your life. And I am going to be here to do the work. So Unbreakable 2 is coming. You already know. It's gonna come with a daily Enesida, what's the word? What's the word, Enesida? It's gonna come with a daily devotional so you can heal your life, whether if it's emotional, whether if it's relationship, whether if it's religious trauma. I'm going to teach you how to divorce religion and really create a relationship with your creator that will take you places, because that's what you and I deserve. Number one, adversity has a purpose. You need to find that purpose. I'm not asking God, why me? Why not me? I'm a human being, right? It could happen to anyone. What I'm asking God to do is to reveal to me, what is the purpose? What are the lessons that I need to learn along the way? And that I'm willing to learn them, because I cannot go through this lesson, this test one more time. This test has to be passed. And it has to be passed with a 90 and above. And the second thing you need to do is you need to honor your process. You need to honor your grief. You need to honor where you at. Do not allow anything or anybody to take away from you the process that you have to go through. Take charge of your life. Take responsibility for your life. Take accountability for your life. Don't let no one to take away from you your greatness, because it is within your flaws, it is within your challenges that you will find the greater gift that God has for you. And I want to ask you and implore you not to go to the grave with the greatest gift that God has given you. Don't go to the grave with the songs that He told you to sing. Do not go into the grave with the messages that He told you to give to other people. Because if you don't talk, God will use other things and other ways to spread the message. And then once you honor that, and you honor your grief, and you honor your process, and you take accountability, and you take responsibility 100%, then you have to bounce back from that dirty chair. I've been sitting on the dirty chair for 2 weeks. I bounce back, I go back and sit on it. I bounce back, I sit on it. I bounce back, I sit on it, right? Because it is the process of life. So I want you to honor your emotions and your feelings, but I want you to also bounce back from the dirty chair. Remember that in the book Unbreakable, the dirty chair is your feelings, your emotions that want to hold you back from fulfilling God's purpose. Right? Bounce back. How did you bounce back? You utilize tools and strategies that can help you feel better. You meditate, you pray, you call on to God. You ask God to give you the strength. You activate your faith. You keep on moving. Even when you don't want to get up and keep on moving, you get up and you keep on moving. Bounce back from that dirty chair. You were not created to stay sitting in the dirty chair. You were not created to stay in the storm forever. You were created to overcome the storm and to bounce back from whatever it is so you can fulfill your purpose on earth. So, this is the beginning of a new era. This is the beginning of a new time. This is the beginning of a new greatness. This is the beginning of the next level. You know that level? You know the level that the devil doesn't want you to go to because he knows how much potential you have? That's the new level. And I want to thank you for your support, for your love. This is not the first or last conversations we're going to have about this. Unbreakable 2 is coming, and it's going to all be all about why I divorced religion and why you should give yourself the gift from divorcing religion and really establishing a truthful relationship with yourself and God and really heal all the things that others have done so you can be great. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know. Have your questions? You can, you know, that you can ask me anything. And I will forever tell you the truth of what it is. I'm never gonna lie to you about my process. My process is hard. My process is difficult. This process has breaking me into pieces. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have become very vulnerable. And my dad said to me before he's gone, he says, Soribel, I do not care what you choose to continue to do in your life. Just make sure that greatness is what you do. That everything that you do, you be the best at it. And I told you that when my dad used to tell me that when I was a little girl. That was still his message, and it was the message that he told Jan Anthony. And forever, Jan Anthony is going to carry that because he told Jan Anthony how proud he is. We are breaking generational curses. We are breaking generational shit that will want to keep us stuck, and we are not going out it. I had a conversation with my grandma, right? My father's mom, who was the one who started this change. A woman that couldn't write and read, and she has a granddaughter who's a author, best-selling author, a multi-million-dollar owner business. She should be proud of herself. And she said, really? And I said, yes, Grandma, you did this. I didn't do it. You see this woman here? You did that. Because when you couldn't read and write, you said, my children are going to read and write. When you saw that you couldn't make it, and you couldn't be an attorney and a doctor like you wanted to, you decided that your children were going to go to college. And I am the result of those decisions that you made. Don't go with the music inside of you. Take all that potential that God has given you and use it for good. Not for bad, for good. Because we have potential. Sometimes we use it for bad, but we have a choice to use it for good. Do you guys have any questions? Hey, Chantel, how are you, my love? Thank you, Donna. I have so much work to do. Physical work to to get to I need to do a lot of work because I am very behind in my business. I am behind, but it was so worth it. And then I have so much work to do because there's new things that are going to come. And they're going to come furious and aggressive. One lesson that I learned from this, that sitting there, contemplating how aggressive this cancer was with my dad, I decided that I was going to be as aggressive as that cancer. Because as bad things can happen, good things can come out of things. And I know that inside of every adversity, there is opportunity. Always. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to go. I have so many things to do. I still got to take care of my dad in terms of like the stuff that needs to happen. For me, the most important thing happened. I took care of my dad to the last moment. And I fed him. Can you imagine? He used to feed me. He used to feed me because I was such a girly girl, daddy's little girl, that I refused to eat, but nothing from my daddy's hands. That's the truth. And at the end of his life, he was like, he would not allow nobody to give him the medication but me. The nurses will have to put the medication on my hands and me give it to him. He will get fed by me. That was his choice. It was such a powerful moment that just came around. Like, you was that man who fed me when I was ñoñita, and I was like princessy, and I was like, I don't want to eat that, daddy. And when he was in that stage where he didn't want to eat all the things, he was a little bit ñoñito. Soribel made it happen for him. And I'm proud of myself for that. And nobody's going to take that away from me. No one. Okay, my loves, I got to go. I'm tired. I have rested over the weekend, by the way. Don't think that I have not taken care of myself. One of the women that work with me, she sent me a self-care box, and I have done coloring. I have read the book about grief. She sent me a blanket. I've been with a blanket with those socks, taking care of myself since over the weekend. But I'm still tired. I spent 1 week, 2 weeks without sleeping well, trying to take care of that, of my puppy, my dad. Yes. Alrighty, guys. We're going to reschedule the masterclass that was missed, and we're going to retake all the things. Forgive me if you see a lot of posts about grief and about my emotions and my feelings, and just bear with me. I'll talk to you soon. Besitos, besitos. Adios.